I'm Sean Gray. I'm the Intake and Outreach Consultant at the Michigan Small Business and Technology Development Center Detroit office, which, as Nancy mentioned, is at TechTown. We offer training, research assistance, and consultation. The training piece, so we do have some overlap with our counterparts. The training piece is usually where that overlap exists, but we actually, they tend to do more of the fundamentals courses in Detroit than we do. We do a lot of our fundamentals courses in Oakland and Livonia. But we do offer training on starting a small business, running a small business, thinking strategically about your business, and writing a business plan. We have a Fast Track New Venture course, which is a 10-week course that goes really from the ideation phase to really day-to-day management of your business over the course of 10 weeks. You, throughout the course, will meet professionals in your industry, possibly, and also you'll meet people who are accountants, lawyers who come in and talk to you about some of the legal, accounting, and other types of issues you can have in starting and running a small business. The consulting piece, we offer free consulting. We're, again, we're a program of the Small Business Administration, so we can sit down with you one-on-one, and there's the nuances between what we do and what the SCORE does are varied. You get a different account of what they are based on which consultant you're talking to. But we do, they are complementary services, and we have worked with our SCORE consultants. We work together. They're very complementary services. It's not a system where you are not allowed to have a consultant at both. And in some cases, you can sit down. Actually, we've had clients who sit down with their SCORE consultant and their SBTDC consultant at the same time. And essentially, we offer technical assistance. We offer critiques and reviews of your business plan. We will get you sample business plans and industry analysis and market research is going to help you bolster your business plans. And also, many of us come from, we're usually generalists, but many of us have experience in lending as bankers, as entrepreneurs. In my case, I own a small business of my own and grew up in a family business. And so I know a lot about what you're going to go through as an entrepreneur, and really people who you're working for, your family. I know a lot about the sacrifices you make to make your small business work. And so I can usually tell when you are, and I generally work with startups, so I usually am the person who helps them realize that they're not going to be laying on the beach sipping any type of beverage out of a coconut. They're going to be working 80 hours a week, at least in the initial phase of their business. So a big part of what we do also is our research assistance, and we can, as I mentioned, help you get lots of different research. I actually present a course on how to go about researching your small business. That's a free course that we offer. It's called the Pre-Business Research Course. And I've also put some flyers at the back. And if you visit our website, we offer a ton of trainings across Metro Detroit. But that one is one that takes place in our Detroit office. It's usually in the mornings on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays, twice a month. And it's a really good place to start if you are not sure what industry you should be in or kind of wavering and haven't really done the research. We talk about where to find the research. Wayne State's campus is a great place to start. Any college campus is a great place to start. You're going to find things that you won't find if you're Googling from home. You'll find you have access to databases that you may not have access to at home. So those are the key things that we do. And if you have any questions, I'd love to field those questions. Also, another thing that we try to do is make sure that we are aware of all of the programs out there. So we spend a great deal of time, and I spend a great deal of my time, reaching out to organizations that are in lending that could help you with a nonprofit, that really cover the whole gamut of services that a small business might need. So we try to be very knowledgeable about what other services are out there so we don't duplicate and so that we can get you to those services. But thank you very much for your time.
Are you located in Detroit, right?
Yes.
So you have to have your business in Detroit, or can it be outside of Detroit?
For our office, we prefer if you are located in Detroit, because our experiences generally are informed by the market in Detroit for loans, really for just about everything. I mean, if you wanted to start a restaurant in Detroit, I've got research laying around in my office that I can pick up and hand to you about starting a restaurant in Detroit. If you say you want to start a restaurant in Ann Arbor, then I have to kind of go to our network. We have a network that's nationwide and able to pull research for you about anywhere in the nation, any county, any city. But in many cases, it helps to work with a consultant who really, really knows that area. So we have consultants in Oakland County, we have consultants in Livonia, we have consultants downriver, we have consultants throughout the state, really. And so I generally, if you're starting a business in a community, I do recommend you work with a consultant in that community. But I do have clients who are in Oakland County or Western Wayne County, so it's not uncommon for us to have clients who are outside of Detroit. But depending on the business, we recommend you work with a consultant where you're going to be doing business. Yes, sir.
I need some help with my business plan and financial part.
Well, I'm out of town the rest of this week, but we can set something up for as soon as probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So I can give you my card, and you can give me a call, and we can set that up. But that's what we do, is we take a look at your financials, or really take a look at getting you some templates and some examples if you don't have financials really yet. And that's what we do all day, pretty much, when we aren't reaching out and informing people about our services.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good morning. Do you offer assistance to businesses that are franchise-based businesses?
We do. There can be some unique challenges. And depending on the franchise, we do. The answer is yes. I think to some extent, there can be, depending on the franchise, and one thing I've seen lately with some franchises is kind of an urge to stifle, to some extent, the individual entrepreneur's entrepreneurial spirit, or overburden you with fees that don't allow you to market your business in the way that you would like. So I think, honestly, what I try to do with franchisees is sort of be the person who reaffirms their gut instincts and their feelings about the market, because in many cases they're paying these franchises that are across the country that don't really know their market very well. So we do work with franchisees. I do really work with franchisees to try to push back on the franchise holder to really try to get their way, because you know your market in many cases better than that company does, that big kind of company does. And I've seen this many, many times where the franchise will override you every single time. You really aren't feeling like you're in the business you wanted to be in initially. And so we do work with franchises. And so the answer is yes. And I'm always trying to encourage franchisees to do what they're passionate about. So.
Hello, my name is Issa Walters, representing Detroit Still, my Garrett Model Rapid Prototype Company. I've attended a few SCORE meetings, and I have a common invite to actually as a mentor. Everyone that I've met are talking about the old style of manufacturing, which is 100 years old. And the style of manufacturing I'm talking about is 30 years old. And it's stereolithographic protection or a 3D printer. And I myself have created the products and the designs to go to the printer and have a product I can hold in my hand in 5 hours. I haven't been able to find anybody that can hold my hand to do this that they've done this before already. Everybody else is still learning the 100-year-old technology with brand new machinery and manufacturing, rather than advanced rapid prototype manufacturing. Can I get any help with this? And my business plan.
We can help you with your business plan. Your business model, really the experience in your business model, a good way to get that kind of direct, find people who have the direct experience in that business are to work with people who are doing it now. There's, I think, 3 or 4 3D printing and printers in that kind of prototype printing and developing sector. And so, if you look at, let's use, for example, Avalon as a company where it was started by people who really weren't, they hadn't been raised bakers. They went and essentially interned with someone who owned a bakery, who wasn't in the area that they would be working in. and they learn the trade, and now they taught the trade to hundreds of people over the course of their existence. So, and in terms of finding a direct mentor in your field, that's going to be something where it's really incumbent upon you to connect to someone who's been doing it or is doing it. But for mentorship for business, and as my counterpart mentioned, we're generalists, so we don't know your specific business, you know, the day in, day out of your exact business. We know business. So I always recommend that people find that kind of mentor in the industry.
I haven't been able to find one yet.
There's several people in your industry. They stop by our office with big boxes of prototypes that they made. But we can,
Have you registered on the SCORE website? You said you went to a couple SCORE workshops?
I've been to one out of Evergreen, the Southfield Library,
Right.
and I went to that now. And everyone there was still talking about old style manufacturing.
So I would recommend that you, one or two things. You could take my card, you could send an email to the SCORE office, or you could register on the SCORE website and tell us exactly what you're looking for. And I would tell you that these guys might be a little bit older, but many of them think younger than 20-year-olds. So just got to find the right match.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
and there's nothing new under the sun. If there's a printing or manufacturing process from 100 years ago, people haven't changed that much where it's completely irrelevant to what you're doing. So there's always something you can learn from
They're
everyone.
just not aware of it, you know, the technology being out there to say that's stereotypical.
Well, I can give you my card. I know what stereo printing is, and with 3D printing, I've heard of it, I've seen it, and actually I believe we might have talked about it once before. Are there any other questions? All right, seeing none. Thank you all.